is a talk given on matters arising from the death of Dr. John Silo on the 15th of April 2020 as requested by the government. Dear friends, Dr. John Silo, one of the prominent doctors of our state as well as of other states in the northeast, died early in the morning on the 15th of April 2020. It was something which was unexpected and a very difficult thing for many to accept. We express our condolences to his family at this time of loss. He has served our state and our people for many years as a healthcare provider, both for the city of Shillong through Bethany Hospital and for the public of Nongpor and the surrounding areas through Bethany Outreach, as well as other services. His service also extended to Mizoram, which also feels a great loss. However, what is sad to think is that when he died, his body was not accepted to be buried even in his own property or allowed to be taken to the crematorium. This may be from fear, but the same people who received blessing and help in their illnesses in the past have rejected him. I feel that it was the same 2000 years ago for our Lord Jesus Christ, that those who sang Hosanna when he went into Jerusalem because they thought that he was coming as a king, in a short time rejected him. I am ashamed of my people, which calls itself a Chaipanrev Tibrew Tiblay. Others are now looking down on us because they thought we would be better than this. I express my appreciation of the churches which have offered him a resting place. And finally, the Reassurance Presbyterian Church. I have been seeing patients since the lockdown. Presently, I am in self-isolation, but I will go back to the hospital at the time which is kept for me. What if I get the illness from one of you? I am more than 70 years old, so my risk of severe illness or death is higher. If I die, will you reject my body? How would you feel if it is one of your loved ones? Our healthcare workers are doing what they can to look after you. Yes, they are afraid, but they will go on. But they are also rejected by house owners and not allowed to go back home. If you say that we should not look after patients with this illness anymore, let us close all our hospitals and stay at home. A word to those who use social media. What does it benefit you to tear down people with the posts which you put out or forwarding the posts which you do not understand? It's not only people but those who are suffering and hurting. Does it benefit you to do that? The government of Meghalaya has requested me to give some awareness about this illness, and I will take some questions which we have received from time to time. But now I have expressed my own personal feelings as well as on behalf of the government, and I take responsibility for the words I am saying at this time. Now for awareness. The government has done what it could to prevent entry of this illness to our state, but it has come, and it is sure that no country, even the richest countries of the world, could prevent it. As we know well, this illness spreads by coughing and sneezing, and a dead person does not cough, nor can he breathe. After death, the body is sealed in a body bag, and there are procedures to be done which are laid down by the government of India. It is also advised to finish the funeral rites early and not many people to attend it. But after burial or cremation, there is no reason for the virus to spread. Yes, there is fear, but a war may bring out the best in us or the worst in us. Let us be strong instead of weak. I have also been asked to mention a few rules and to strengthen what has been taught before. That is still important for us, for our own good and for the sake of the community, to follow what has been taught. That is, to maintain social distancing. I don't need to explain it at this time. To remember cough etiquette, which means to cover our nose, our face, nose, mouth when we cough or sneeze to prevent spread. And to remember to wash our hands frequently. It is safe not only for ourselves but also to prevent further spread of this virus. A note on the role of our communities. Many Shinoms are very supportive. We thank them for their efforts. However, this is a very fluid and changing situation, and we cannot have answers for all possible events. And therefore, we may find lapses as new situations arise. But I request you to kindly have faith in the system so that all can work together. If each decides to do their own thing, it will lead to chaos. With a heavy heart, I urge all to be one at this time of crisis. Death will come to us all, but my question is, how did I live? Parlok ng snap. Dr. John Sailu walang uway ni Dr. Bapawnam hakajala jungi paru hakiway kijala jungani ka thain satay lam migi wala klar no dang step ka sandri umna yeyong arjar arko kalong ka jing kendit ya ki babon uniu Dr. wala syakri ya kajala hakarukam barat ba hakalyang jo ka jingko jingkhia ka kisnam di babon ulai rak ila star silong lengba ka Bethany Hospital padia ki paiba babon ha saurang kisnong nang po lengba ka Bethany Outreach ulala urban penyari ki lat jingira syaga jella Mizoram ka Lasem ka jingdo ka bakrau lengba ka jingklat jong Andrei ka basnosi ban perkhat kalong bahabaw layap lapan syang ni ka met jong sene bat satai ba amdan ba sya on tep ya ka met jong wat halak kejong kecaka lani ban thang ika lese ke dei na jing skong shapting dei kita ki jo ki briu ki blayo mat ya ki jingger ko ke jing erap ke jing pang ke jing stong di pon balale kila tentai yau na smau kalong kumjo yu tra Yesu kita ki pai ba yo perta hosana por ulum si Jerusalem nama gimon ulum ku musiem aden kedat por ki kentat yau ngaskole ran nak bentak ke cai pun riu jungi ka baong ka dei ke cai pun riu tip blai ki wei ki cai pun riu kila ya kran ben jungi nama ko kila perkhat ni kham khan banya kane ngapen pau jing snomo ya ki balang bla terwa bantep ya kamet jong bat agabokut ya kabalang Presbyterian biar samcia ngalapet basumar nampang na hospital agapor la lockdown mentang ngadanggan po isolation di ndai kan support poi kapor dengan lek biang sa hospital kumno la ngapit ya kan jingpang na pi ngalapalat nyoko senam teladang ayo dia kena jingpang kalau pun kamjur lene la pun poi sia ka jingyao kin kentai ikamet cuma kumno pin snow lele kaja yeki ba e jongpi kinong semua ki lele katolak bersama hoi makiru ki syakeng dan de jing smos ear andrai kinang ye trai andrai yakiru la kentai ne ki trai ye baram sha so iki pande ye lada bi ong ban semar so iki to bi bapang ya kan ke jing pang ti to min ni ham ki hospital baro bangin ye shondur ye kemudian komentar yang pergi pendengar di social media pun ke WhatsApp berkiwai berkat bah berkomentar ayu ya pi dah ke pipa ya ki post ki message dan ni ke forward ya ki langsung tu ki bersang men patar buat ban lekot kai ya ki download ki jingmot jing berkat kamtam jong itu bersam ki jing jinja ki por kum kini kaya rap kumnoi pi menle utang semua ada perkat bah kesorkan begala kalau berthai ngawan ai Jinghikai Halor tani jing pang bat ke ige bayade kejingnya lemba jongka kin sadan ka sabdan ko por hade ngane ban jawab ka to ka ni jing keli ki bangi juyo ngal ko ngo ya jing pha ndrei Jinghikai juga ketika por kaderu kajing smau juga marwai kongri sibat pernahkan kit klik ya kini kentian juga kibahakan hakan eka por ban pois kijing pensat india kesorkar jungi kalele kat balak mentulai na kajing rung jong liu jingpang sekejela jungi andai kalawan ban ngis ngotho bakano kanu ngariru wat kibaru spa kimla kan khang ya kani jimpang kalau pon nak baca hok bat tendria bat ni tip hai kita ubayap penban jerhok lani sendria so bat la ban bersat dan sil bahadian balayap la khang la elemet agar kom rabu bat pendep kat kum ki kendon balabu dakas sarkar India kebahar ban tep kloy kat bala bagi babon kimla balik mantap kani sya kalau berjingdo ke bentar jungi ndrai ndala tiap lani la thang uniu kenyang umdan jingba nak bentar kito ki badan hasaudang ho kajing syakte ngadon ndrai hakma babhatam ru kami nengi ndrai bas nil tam ru kalapan mi tungi nyelong ki bakhlain kendia ru orang ingat ban penkenal dia ki kendon balabu ban yabot ban kini dang don kam ban jai biteng ban yerap nama wa kejingpang kadang don ngin kenal ban lek kata ki om social distancing ban ye penjai iwe ban light kejing pensapret ngin kenal kata ki om cough etiquette kata mut jing ban jerho ban tap mut sentur ki jongi apa ban jerho lani sendria min kenal ya kejing terkti dapat bayar buat sabon bonsen banyada ya diru buat ban yada nama ngilak tak seni setai di ban berkoi kiti man la kapor kaya sibon buat amklet ya kini kediaru nak bentar jong ka bentar jong islam buat ka imlang sa lang jongi kum kibriu disibuk senang ki bobon ki lalong sisa ki bayar kesan sibon barok kata ni benpau ni ai kublai ka benta jong ki jing pesan jong ki barok ki lele kan bala ban bena ban yaram ban kesan ban yele ban ya ai ka bang kedi na benta ki besam ya ka jing lana bat sisa ka lalong ki jing kerku ya senang ki jongi ndai gani kalau kapor tu mungkin kelak apa step banginam lah bandan juga ya AK bar bejak kesan lapan lap kijing duna jing bombiang handai kedai kijing kepat menginnya yaine dia syak bat sanya akar kompennya nak benta menginnya lah punya trelang dah kawai kijing mut pada kan way kemensim dari iwe ngi persamun le lakajong jingmut cancer lam serajing kurma da kemensem jong jingskokia nangkapa ipi ngini snok tilam akawa ngini job ya kan ke jingpang min sa job jingya sisa kan wan abaro ya pi badianga nrei ke jingkali jungai pi kalong apa ke jingya kawan nrei ngalaim kumno. These are certain questions which have been asked. I will try to answer them as far as possible. The answer may not fully adequate. I have tried to find them from people who have been advising, and the recommendation may change from time to time as we know, as the situation is fluid. People have been asking questions from the counseling centers, and these are some of the questions which have been put. How do we catch the COVID-19 virus? How does it spread to other people? And how do we test for it? We can catch the virus from a positive patient who may or may not have symptoms. Therefore, use of a mask and social distancing are the best tools we have to prevent spread of this virus. It may also be contracted from touching surfaces that have been contaminated with the virus. Therefore, wash your hands frequently, or use a hand sanitizer, and clean the most commonly touched surfaces at home, and work with a sanitizer or soap and water. Question: what are the steps I am supposed to take if I have been to Bethany Hospital and developed symptoms at home? If you have been to Bethany Hospital since the 22nd of March, the government guidelines are clear. Quarantine yourself at home and inform 108. Do not wait for symptoms to start to quarantine yourself, because by then you may spread the virus to other members of your family and others too. If, however, you have developed symptoms, immediately inform 108 or 1070 and tell them when you were at Bethany and that you have developed symptoms. A question: a lot of people say that this virus is like a flu. How do I treat it at home? Some say paracetamol is enough to cure it. Yes, the virus does cause a flu-like illness and is very difficult to differentiate from it. The only way we can do it is by using very sensitive tests that differentiate the virus from others causing similar illness. As of now, there is no treatment for the virus. However, it is important to keep in mind that 80% of the population develop mild symptoms and do not need to be hospitalized. 80% once more. Of the remaining 20%, only 5% need ICU care. In these 20% who need hospitalization, the largest group overwhelmingly are those which have risk. And what are these risk factors? It is important for you to know. So, if you have symptoms and you have these risk factors, then it is important. Age more than 60 years, pre-existing heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, other chronic lung ailments, kidney and liver disease, cancer, and other forms of immunosuppression. Paracetamol helps in relieving fever and body ache, but it does not lead to cure of the infection. Question: when should I be worried about my symptoms? Do I need to go to a hospital? Whom should I call? Call 108. What are the symptoms that you should be looking for? Fever, cough, difficulty in breathing. Sometimes body ache, stomach upset, and loss of smell. This is one of the important features now which we know, loss of smell or taste. There are only two reasons as of now for hospitalization. The first is difficulty in breathing, and the second is if you have any risk factors as mentioned above. If you have risk factors, then even if you have mild disease, it is advisable to mention the same to 108 and go to hospital. Question. We live in a very small house and we share a common bathroom. How do we practice self-isolation? Is this different from quarantine? Self-isolation is a form of quarantine that occurs at home or your place of dwelling. If you have a small house, it is not easy to do. The best course of action is to inform 108 or 1070 and tell them your situation so that you can request for admission to a corona care center. If the above is not possible, try to sleep in a separate bed at least 6 feet away from everyone. Wear a mask at all times. Avoid speaking directly to any family member and try to employ a barrier between you and that member. Eat separately and wash your own plate and hands thoroughly using soap and water. The latest studies say that this form of quarantine in a small house with other family members is not suitable. A coronary care center is better. Question. What is PPE? Everyone is talking about it nowadays. Do I need it? PPE is a name for personal protective equipment. This refers to the coverings that we employ to protect anyone in close contact with a known or suspected patient. It includes hood, goggles, a mask, which may be of different types depending on the risk, a face shield, full body gown, shoe covers and gloves, which may be up to 3 pairs at a time depending on the need. As a member of the public, you do not need it. A mask, hand sanitizer or soap and water, and social distancing are all that are required. Maintain these in the best possible way and remind others also, this is important, remind others also around you to do the same. Avoid spitting indiscriminately. Remember, this is good manners as well as for this disease. Question. A staff from Bethany Hospital was present at a social gathering with me. Should I be worried? No, you do not need to be worried unless you are in close contact for a prolonged period of time. I shared a meal with a person who has been a visitor to Bethany Hospital. Should I be worried? No, you need not be worried unless the person was in close contact with a known positive case. If I face other ailments apart from fever, cough, and I need medication but the police won't allow me, what should I do? First and foremost, carry your prescription if you have one with you. If you are refused permission, call 108-1070 and explain the problem calmly and do not panic. If the situation is an emergency, the police will not obstruct you. The question. I work at a bank. One of the staff of the Bethany Hospital came and had contact with me. What do I do? Our answer is, did you maintain social distancing? If yes, then there should not be a worry. If you are in close contact for a prolonged period of time, that is the difference. If you have maintained social distancing, do not worry. If you are in close contact for a prolonged period of time, it would be advisable to inform 108 and practice self-isolation. Question. One of my family members have come back from an affected state, or one of my family members have come back from Bethany Hospital. Can I catch the virus by washing her clothes and dishes? No, washing of dishes does not pose a hazard if a few precautions are taken. You need to wear a mask and gloves and wash the dishes thoroughly with soap and running water. And first, do not shake or agitate the clothes excessively. Soak them in hot water and ordinary detergent or soap if you do not have a washing machine. If you use a washing machine, set the temperature to 60 to 90 degrees Celsius. Use a mask and gloves and dry out the clothes thoroughly, preferably in the sun. Somebody has asked a question, I want to be a responsible citizen and I want to reduce the transmission chances. Please give me some advice so that I can practice individually, as a member of family and as a member of a closed compound. The best way you can do this is by social distancing, again, yourself from others, whether on a personal basis, as a family member or a member of a closed compound. If you are a suspect, then isolate yourself and maintain precautions mentioned earlier. Wear a mask at all times. I want to get tested because it will give me peace of mind if my result is negative. Should I do this? Testing for this disease is a science and it will turn positive only after the virus is present in sufficient quantities in your nasopharynx and oropharynx. The virus will remain in these secretions for a variable amount of time, but it's usually negative after 3 weeks. Therefore, testing of the disease for the disease at the right time is important. Testing at the wrong time can lead to a false sense of security if found negative. There are 2 tests available, the RT-PCR and the antibody test, rapid diagnostic test. These are different ways to test the disease. I will not go into detail for this. I have a newborn baby. I just visited Bethany Hospital. Can I still breastfeed my child? In view of the information we have so far, and this may change, if you do not have any symptoms, it is likely safe to breastfeed your child after you have washed your hands and your breasts with soap and water. If you have symptoms, the first thing to do is to use a mask and breastfeed with frequent washing with soap and water of your hands and the breasts. What do I do if there are other medical emergencies which are unrelated to the COVID-19 virus? For example, my father needs a dialysis, or my mother has some heart condition which will need immediate care. You can visit any hospital that has the facilities to treat a family member for the same. If there is any problem, please call the numbers which are available. There is a lockdown and curfew and I have a medical emergency. However, the police or the Shnong stopped me from going because I violated the curfew or lockdown. How do I convince them, or whom do I call? As mentioned earlier, explain the urgency of the situation. If necessary, ask them to see the patient after they have masked themselves, employed social distancing and proper hand washing. If there is still a problem, call 108 or 107 and explain the problem. Question. These days there are a lot of forwarded messages, screenshots, videos and so on. How do I confirm their credibility? Never believe in everything that you see or read on social media. Some of it will be true, but most of this information is false or partially false and is not based on fact. It is very difficult to sort out the true from the false, and in view of this, wait for press releases from the concerned authorities in the government. Question. A person just passed away due to coronavirus and he or she is very close to me. Can I attend the funeral? If yes, how do I protect myself? If no, may I know the reason why? No, it is advisable to stay away despite the difficulty in doing so and the emotional bonds involved. The reason for this is that there may be other positive persons who are from the immediate family. They may pose a risk of infection to others around them. Emotional reactions that happen during a death or burial are part of human nature, which may lead to acts of love and kindness involving hugging and crying, which pose a risk to others. And this is a very sensitive issue we are dealing with, and naturally we understand the frustrations, anger and sadness involved. However, for the interests of all, it is safer to follow what is mentioned above. Question. We live in a small house and our family member is working with the government who has to report to work. Should we should we be worried as we don't know how to isolate? There should be no reason to worry. When the person goes to work, he or she must use a mask and socially distance themselves from others while performing their work, and wash hands with soap and water frequently. Should we count 21 days from the time we met with someone from Bethany or from the day the first case was declared? 14 days is the accepted period as of now from the time of your contact. To be absolutely sure, if it is practically possible, 28 days may be acceptable. At what time do we know we have to report for testing because we have been told to just observe our symptoms and isolate? As mentioned earlier, development of any symptoms, especially breathlessness, is when you will have to report. Further instructions will be given to you. Kumno laban yo egane jingpang COVID kadai. Kumno ka separate kiwe. Ilaban yo egane jingpang na nongpang budan ka. Balapan penpau ya ki sign. Budan kumbejer ho bat ka ambil kle bat ka kishit. Di don kam bat pendan kam ne pemas bat ban ya pensenai iwe bagi on social distancing. Kini budan kam sibon. Laban yo ro da bukta ya ki jaka tiba ladan new virus. Di don kam ban tet ti sibon sen kat bat ka bat ka sabon la ni hand sanitizer. Bat ban khoi kita jaka tiba ni jui tak bon sen. Ada melek pemulon la dengan alek sa Bethany Hospital. Bat ngai yo kini gi jing penpau di Jepang. Tapi bila dan hampir la oi si Bethany Hospital na do aku umat ta penpau na kasorkan kala ai di recommend le dei ban ya sa no hayin bat ban pen tip syaka 108. What up ban da smotho badan di Jepang nama rasai data la ban pen supply de ka sikwe pat badan ti bahiyeng sem jopi da na pau ini de ka badan jingsit serho ani pangmet ti pentip sekawan 08 lani way not new not paya tho ki benno hi dan sa Bethany tibol ki ong bong ni virus ulang kum ka flu kumno ngara sumare ka haye Pak virus ulang kum ka flu hi pada stang ban ya pen per na ki pat ki flu bat nila ban tipika nga tang bale di test do pen per ka dan ke jik sumare ni ndai ka ba kham dan kami ban kenal kalau mana kisis pak ki yo ya the virus thap phau ni kita ki yo tang ka ba malum mala ke jing pang ba dan kam ban sa hospital ni na kini ki at phau di basa tang san na kita dan kam ban dan na po ICU ki kan dan kam sisa ka ba kita ki dan kam ba ye kita ki dan kam ni ban rumah hospital ki pon ki dan ki wi pat ki jing ma ke jing em ki dan ki wi pat ki sitom ki ba dan lupa ki ni menengkong kalau kerta pala di dan terusnya baat dan jimpang di ukuran senam jimpang sini jimpang BP jimpang sedang kumpul yang kelai dan yang not cancer bertiwai kirkom jimpang sekemat hoi bandik doi paracetamol kaya rap ban pendunai di shit jimpang jo kemat ndre umirap ban pen khoi yang jimpang kali kalau kumno lanu ngadi kuslais pang di ya so na jing ni dan kam ne am di hospital dan kam phone juga we not ra but din pe ikini ki jing sko hapo di fever pe din pe dan jing shit dan jer ho dan jing shitam man rin masem jing pang ni kamet jing sniu po but teng bom la ban myo so jing smart dan jing bam di dan jing do jing ka boarding smart kalau kau buat bangsa hospital dan tak ahli kita menengkong kalau ada sitom menteri mesin berkebaan kalau ada dan kino itu kira kalah orang mensua kiwepat kijimpang dan lupa dan lupa itu dan kam sisa buat lah bagi pang jong ni corona kaduna bade man sa po dan ni sa akayin kemudian baca kali sebab kalau kamasum dulu kalau kemudian bengia lelang di kebanginnya penbentar lani kebanginnya bukan panggil dia kadang berkiam quarantine dan self isolation nada kayin kemudian sisa kalau kabeh wasuk pendap kunta kalau khamba kalau la sila kayi rintan yen ban pentip sai we not proud we not not but itu lagi kalau kunta la sikila menyelam ya pi syakat kerja di corona care center ya ban bo kerpang ya pi dari ban sete ha kapala tebu jadi intia riu put away na kaway nan kami mask ko baro buat ikran baik dari ya kiwi pat kibahayen bang lakajong sahi ya lakijong puliang di da ka saban kani ka kamda ba khamha la se bandek se ko coronary care center kai gani ka PPE kia kan ibreu dan kam na ni ka PPE kani ka long ka jing kini di jing sok ki bayada ni ban nak itu ki dan ha acan ha jom kita dulu pang ya kani jing pang dan jing tak ke khamat ki ka mask ba de kirkom berkhayal ha ka gong ka mana duk clear duk chat jing tak ki juti ki gloves kum ki deu pai ba tim dan kam ya kani PPE pun dan kam ni ka mask jing pun dan kam ya ki tu ki jing kai ti ba ki jing pencingai we kalau biang buat biak kulmar pathar senia bersetai nomor ba kani ko pun spread ini jingpang buat kalong bu kebom internet baru kong buat kakor jingkeli kalong dan iba tre po betani pasal ki adon hajan ki adon akau ki jing kedua lang buat na sindan kam kuslai lai stang bu dan hajan baita buat kakor kolong ka bakam jalan bagi kedua lang kamu pala di kespo kasanin nama bang jalan buat dua Julek saya bertemu hospital di Kuslai ni cuma dan kamu Kuslai Sibon nama light tamu itu beri ladang hajan bagi di nama Sumar ya tu kibala kenal dan kini kejimpang kadang-kadang dua kejimpang kadang kamu dawai di kulit kim saya ngan leh menu dan kau kat balak di rai kikot dawai di jompi ada kim Pak Syahi Sapor dia lawan 108 siswa kabat we not but dia tu iki mungkin but dan dia siapa bawa kekik boleh tu kinam sistem ini kali kalau nak tray pok ban but iwe tray pok betni lawan buat kilaya kedua buat ngam jiba pulang lada pila ya pencengai we ya pendengkam di mas dan tiga mutakam dan kam evan Kuslai Sibon light sang plus song acan bah bat agapor berjerong berkewajalan di lalu pemutakam bah tip syaka we not ra bat ban pen kerbang no ilade iwe nak kibahin dengar lawan raja ka ka don bene jingpang lan en ko betni hospital nala ban yo ne ngone jingpang da tuang na het sai ki jan jong ki terbang jongki ya jing tiar jongki jing sat jongki terbang jadi kamu dah dan jing mai pi lada pi buat kata lagi common le dan common dengi kemas but tapi level lagi gloves wala pan sat bahag ini di tiar daka buat kesabaran buat ini nak bentak kijan mendebun kenter pala eki nama bagi kenter kapan sedia yang yang sim design buat pedang lagi apa ke kulit buat ke sabun tapi dan ke washing machine di buat ke di kulit yang ada untuk ko ada deco degree yang ke centigrade penengkam mask gloves penengkam baki jan hakas ni kat bala di ngakuat bandong nong song senong ba kiklik ngakuat penduna ke jing separate dengan jing pang ai jing yarap jing batai Bahatang berkom bilang lem ni kalau berpikir cenai jadi iwe but lalu long pok ye kesem dan ni pok kas nong katau tetapi day berat ya kenduk bertitu kiba lesi bapang di dalam kam bertitu kepang ma yang tadi but board itu belum serah iwe kali orang akwawan yo test nama penganduk ham supun sim dalam tip pakaram negatif kini kita test kidon buat ini kalau menong positif lah ni kalau yo I bakadon kedai shisha tentang hak kapol dungka buat katan apa kini di sentur jungi buat dia kemot dan ni apa budak kan hadian lai tio kalau aja ano atai di katan kam sibun ni sutu kapol kumno buat test buat kani kidok kila dia buat kisut ko kita ada ni test kapol bang day isulai buat test kalau lama ini seperti berkat kalau negatif mereka berkat mereka kamlay sisya kumta iwe keling adan ilong iba dang jakha ada suwan sa hospital jadi nalana man ay pun kilong nga tat ko buding suko jung i menta ya rolong dada pimdan jing iwe ki jing ide ko ni jing pang ko ke ho ba ka shit tadang yang ya piban ai boy kelum tam dan kam sai ha ya la ki jong ti ba ya ki jing boy jong ki na ban ta ki khoi ba ban ai la da dan je ho dan kam shaw dan kam kamas sekali pat ki we nan le ko no la dan we ki jing stom bong de ba ni ga ko we kan kan dai kumba da si ba dan kam yo dan sis ni dan kam Sumari Roxnam ila pun Lex Konono Hospital kemudian ki Laban Sumari Kumkini buat dan stop phone yang kumba kita bisa ki helpline number sispa rawat lewat non kadang curfew buat dan stop mga Lex Hospital dari kulit buat isnong kim sa nomor ba ya persia curfew kumno ngan ong iki kumungi ong swan itu iki keting kerki panle dan pang dari kilaya deng mas even iki nampang but dan problem ni de sa phone bian pasien ko natai akini si ibon ma kini ki jing ha message ha ki social media jumi di belum ki WhatsApp dan kira kumno iki wakide bisisya ni bonde sebab ini kalau buat ngej akan menolak yo I hakini social media kindon di bawah sisa bahwa di bawah di bawah lawan kena kilaman yang di bawah baklaro bawah lawan kena pakai staman dia tip kanova day bawah line di hakani tabahawa up yang bentar di pemenang jangka serkar luas kini wakado I dan iwe ba kelat naka coronavirus buat kide ba nyes hujan ngala ne aman lit kajing lik mantap ya I ngala kumno man ya dai lagi ada amsha balai mamsha kabah ban amlek sya kajing mantap watla kalau ko sistem ban nomlek kidan kijing snow komersial juga ban pakai nyete entre dari segi don kiwi pat kibodan dari pang naki bahai nasem cerita bat kilaban ya cucuk kene pang kiwi pat kibodan hajan pat kadang rusing semua jumi kapal baklat pang ide man yajan ide man keduk kiwi kidin man ya mongjo di kane pat kalong sisa kane ma ko kraw kalong sisa ke doang ni semua belum bat ni semua lem ni suatu ni semua dom ding ding dan sing small na sing small si men komentar jo sing bahas yang baro kabah kung ini buat komentar kung long ante